Commence primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and thank you for watching one of my pre-release guides for Star Wars Unlimited's new and fourth set, Jump to Lightspeed. Now, Jump to Lightspeed pre-release begins on March 7th, where you're going to be introduced to new cards with new mechanics, new leader actions, new abilities, and new tokens. You're also going to see the growth among factions in Star Wars, like Rebels, Resistance, First Order, and Imperial. If this is your first time watching one of my guides, I'll let you know that we're going to be looking at commons and uncommons within this set that can strengthen the synergy with the leader you choose to play. There are going to be some great rares and legendaries that fit really well with some of these leaders, but the chances of you pulling a rare or legendary that does that is going to be a lot slimmer than your chance of pulling a common or uncommon in your 6 booster packs that can really fill out your deck and the theme you're working for. With that said, let's begin to look at some of these leaders and see what kind of fun we can have on pre-release day. Your favorite Star Wars protagonist out of Star Wars Resistance, a 2-season series that no one ever watched, has now made his way into Star Wars Unlimited. Kaz has a unique action ability that says you can take an action to exhaust him, and a friendly unit loses all abilities for this round. You then take an extra action after this. So the first question you're probably asking is why? Why is this made? This is made to deal with negative effects that you'll see on some of the cards you're playing. Now, there are not that many negative effect cards within this set, but there are a few that could benefit from playing Kaz. I don't really recommend playing Kaz if you don't have a lot of the right setups, but if you're interested, let's figure out how we can make that work. As an epic action, if you control 4 or more resources, you can choose to either deploy Kaz to the ground arena as a 2/5, or you can deploy him using the new pilot mechanic to a vehicle that does not have a pilot on it, and he is now an upgrade on that vehicle, giving it a +3/+3. Both the vehicle and the ground unit have an on-attack trigger that is similar to what Kaz does as a leader. When he attacks, you choose any number of friendly units, and they all lose abilities for this round, essentially giving them blank tech boxes. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards that could benefit from losing some of their negative abilities. The first one's going to be Kaz's fighter, the Fireball, a 2-cost space unit with ambush. It's a 3/3 that comes in definitely hot. When the regroup phase starts, though, you have to deal 1 damage to this unit, which is probably going to kill it. By using Kaz's ability, you can keep the Fireball in the air and in play much longer, similar to his whole story the first season. The next card is going to be the Contracted Hunter. He's a 3-cost ground unit that is a 4/4 with ambush. Ambush is great because when Kaz comes out, he comes out so early. So the more damage you're doing and dealing with stuff already in play, removing units, could really work to your benefit. Now, this card has a negative effect that says when the regroup phase starts, defeat this unit. Because Kaz's ability lasts for the whole round, you don't have to worry about these regroup phase starting mechanics. Next is going to be Anakin Skywalker, a 2-cost unit that you can play on the ground as a 2/3, or using its piloting cost, give a vehicle +2/+3. The great thing about Anakin is after he completes an attack, you may return this upgrade to your hand, allowing you to play him on a different unit next turn, surprising your opponent and keeping him safe. He is the chosen one after all. For the cunning, I'm going to recommend the Heavy Fighter. It's a 4-cost base unit that it says when it comes into play, you deal 3 indirect damage to a player. Exhaust each unit damage this way. Now, indirect is one of the new mechanics in the set. This allows your opponent to choose where to distribute the damage themselves. That can be some hard decisions for your opponents as they have to decide how much damage should their units take, how much damage should their base take, and is it worth it? You are playing very aggressive with Kaz. So using indirect damage is going to ensure your opponent is making some tough decisions. I really like the Heavy Fighter for that. The next card is the Torpedo Barrage. Similar, it's a 3-cost card that makes your opponent deal 5 indirect damage to the player. So they have to take 5 damage now, and all of these cards can happen before Kaz even comes out. That's a lot of damage when you know you're going to get hit by your opponent's leader, which is why I recommend running them together. This means Kaz is going to be running out of gas very quickly, and the other color you choose to play with Kaz can be really have to make sure they're going to work for the tempo you're choosing for him. In the aggression aspect, you want to play cards like Stay on Target. The ability to attack with a vehicle, get a +2/+0, and draw a card means you're going to be moving very fast. You get a power buff, you get a swing, and you draw a card. Benefits. Red Squadron Y-Wing is a 2-cost unit that's a 1/3 that deals indirect damage every time it attacks. Equipping Kaz on this as early as you can is going to ensure there's more damage happening every turn. For the command aspect, you can look at a card like Jarek Yeager, a 2-cost ground unit that comes into play as a 2/3, or you can have him pilot a unit giving it +2/+2. While you control a ground unit and a space unit, the attached unit does gain Sentinel. If you don't need that Sentinel, you can always turn it off using Kaz's abilities. Blue Leader is a 3-cost 3/3 with Ambush. Again, Kaz comes out pretty quickly, so using a card like Blue Leader on turn 2 can ensure Kaz has a great card to pilot on his following turn. A 3/3 with Ambush, but if you play this card later and pay 2 additional resources, you can move it to the ground arena and it's going to get 2 experience tokens added to it. In the vigilance aspect, your all clear kit is going to ensure you can defeat a low cost enemy unit as long as it has 3 or less remaining HP, giving you essentially space for Kaz to continue hitting your opponent's base. And if your opponent controls no more space units, you get an experience token to a unit like the Fireball, which could really benefit from more health. The Dakar Cargo Frigate, though, will definitely benefit from Kaz. It is a 5-cost 6/7 that says the unit gets -1, -0 for each damage on it. Just turn that off, and you have a 6/7 swinging every turn. With the hero aspect, R2-D2 is going to ensure you can play multiple pilots on a on a vehicle, and it gives that vehicle +1/+1. You can also throw in the Resistance X-Wing, as you will need low-cost vehicles to ensure you can continue an aggressive fight with Kaz. It's a 2/2 that gets +1/+1 for each pilot on it. You can see the synergy with the Resistance X-Wing and R2-D2 right there. Continuing with the theme here of aggression, Swarming Vulture Droid ensures you have a 2/2 out on turn 1. You can also run as many copies as you want in Constructed, just like you can in Limited. For each unit that you have in play that is a Swarming Vulture Droid, it's going to get +1/+0. You also have the Flanking Fang Fighter. When you're playing all these fighters, the Fang Fighter gets gets a raid 2 when it attacks, as long as you control another fighter, allowing you to hit for 4. Here's my recommendation for playing Kaz. Let me know what colors work for you. Did you get a great rare or legendary that you were really excited about to work with Kaz, or did you have something you were really excited about turning off with Kaz's ability? Let me know in the comments below. Or did you even see Resistance and see one of my favorite actors, Donald Faison? Thanks again for watching. Good luck at your local pre-release or sealed event, and may the Force be with you.